I wasn't supposed to care. That's the first truth I must confess. I was born under a radiator behind a hardware store in Tucson, Arizona, in a world of dust, crickets, and survival. We don't get names. We don't get second chances. We get sun. We get shade. And sometimes we get stepped on. But then came Harold. He didn't speak. He didn't blink. Harold was a rock. A smooth, gray, sun-warmed lump of nothing in particular. But he was placed beside me one summer morning by a girl named Clara, who wore a dinosaur shirt 2 sizes too big and believed every living thing had a soul Evan rocks. She painted 2 little white dots on Harold's face like eyes, gave him googly sticker pupils, drew a smile with a purple marker. "Now he's not alone," she said, placing me beside him like I was a second toy. I didn't run. I don't know why. I could have. But her hands were soft. Her breath smelled like peanut butter. And Harold didn't move, but he listened. He listened better than anyone, so I stayed. She gave me a name, too. "You're lucky," she whispered, "because you found us." And from that moment, I wasn't just a lizard. I was Lucky, the desert-dwelling guardian of Harold the pet rock. We sat on the porch together for days, months, years. Harold never blinked, never aged. I did. I grew leaner in winter, grew fat in fly season. And sometimes, just sometimes, when Clara cried because the world is cruel to soft girls with wild shirts, and Pet Rock's-eye curled closer to Harold, so she'd think he was warm, and she'd smile. That was my job. To stay. To be the one who didn't leave. But of course, nothing stays forever, not even a lizard named Lucky. I once believed rocks didn't change, that they were the great stillness in a world of fluttering chaos. I was wrong. That winter hour last together, I swear Harold changed. Not in color or shape, but in presence. He grew heavier. Not by weight, but by silence. The kind of silence that follows after someone says goodbye and doesn't return. Clara had grown taller, quieter. The purple marker she once used to draw Harold's face was now buried in a drawer with old glitter glue and broken dreams. She no longer spoke to him aloud. No more silly poems. No more tea parties. Just sighs and slammed doors. But I stayed. Always stayed. I warmed Harold with my belly. Brought him little gifts, a dead beetle, a bright leaf, the shell of a cicada. He never reacted, of course, but I imagined he noticed. Both did. The day it snowed and Tucson event, rare as kindness in a thunderstorm, she left us on the porch overnight. The sun vanished for 2 whole days. My tail froze stiff. Harold's smile peeled. His googly eyes fogged. I thought we'd be taken back in, but Clara didn't come. She had a new phone now, new silence. She was slipping into that other world where voices come from screens and friends are likes and emojis, but Harold ... He waited. He never moved, and I stayed beside him. Even when my bones ached. Even when I dreamed of burrowing into the soil where warm worms whisper secrets. The second night I curled beneath him, barely breathing. I felt something stranger warmth that wasn't mine. Maybe it was the sun beneath the stone. Or maybe Harold missed her too. In the coldest hour, I remember whispering, she forgot us. And for the first time, in the stillness, I imagined Harold replying, not with words, but with sorrow. Rocks don't cry. But if they did, that night, Harold wept in silence. Spring arrived like a whisper rather than a song. The frost melted from the roof, the cactus bloomed shyly, and Clara welled, she reappeared with new eyes. Older eyes. Eyes that didn't look for painted smiles or lizards beneath stones. She stepped onto the porch one morning, taller now, face sharpened by time. She picked up Harold with both hands, pausing only when she noticed me. I didn't flinch. I met her gaze. We both hesitated, 2 creatures who remembered too much. "You're still here," she said softly, not to Harold, to me. And then, with a voice laced in something I couldn't name, remorse, nostalgia, maybe even love, she whispered, "I'm sorry." She placed Harold back down gently, this time facing west, toward the last warmth of day. She sat beside us for a while, said nothing, just breathed. I wanted to crawl onto her lap, like I once did, but I didn't. The distance between childhood and now was too wide for a lizard's feet. When she rose, She left her phone behind on the porch. It buzzed once, then stopped.
Oh,
She didn't look back. Not once. That evening, I watched the sun set behind Harold's faded smile. The paint had cracked. One googly eye had fallen off. He was no longer the bright friend of a child's summer, but something else. Something eternal. And me, I stayed. Of course I stayed. The other lizards mocked me from the garden wall. "The girl is gone," they hissed. "So leave the rock." But I couldn't. Because I wasn't guarding a rock. I was guarding a memory. A promise. A friendship that once mattered to someone who believed a lizard and a painted stone could hold the world together. And 1 week later, a new child came. A boy with jelly on his face and laughter in his shoes. He picked up Harold, smiled, and next to him I saw it. A new rock unpainted. Waiting, I crawled onto it. Not because I was replacing Harold, but because someone had to stay. I knew how.